Welcome back, Short Kings. It's September 10th and the new games for PS Plus Extra have finally been announced. Let's get right into it. We have WWE 2K25, Persona 5 Tactica, Green Hell, Fate, Samurai Remnant, Crow Country, The Invincible, and Conscript. And for Premium, we have Legacy of Kain Defiance, and that's it. If you want to learn more about each and every game on this list, we will go through them as well as tell you the runtimes and the ratings each game got. And you'll find out if they are actually worth playing and if this is a good month or it is not a good month. If you appreciated the super short version giving you all the facts in the beginning of the video, drop a like for the algo. You don't have to stick around for the whole video. Use the chapters to fast forward to the games you like and are interested in. Before we get onto the game, let's check this real quick. Check your inbox next week for a special 30% discount. What could they possibly mean? Could they mean there's a discount on PlayStation Plus itself? Or are they talking about one of the games mentioned? We'll find out next week, I guess. Alright, I am not going to start the video with a 2K game, so let's move on to Persona 5 Tactica. Persona 5 Tactica is a tactical role-playing game, RPG. It's a spin-off of the popular Persona 5 series. It features the familiar cast, but places them in a new turn-based, grid-based combat system. The gameplay combines the strategic grid-based movement and turn-based combat of tactical RPG with the stylish flair of the Persona series. You command a team of 3 characters, each with unique abilities, and use combinations of melee attacks, ranged gunshot, and powerful Persona skills. The game is generally considered to be a more accessible version than the other ones, making it a good entry point for players who are new to the genre and the series. Many reviewers praise the game's self-contained story, which introduces new characters who are well written and add depth to the Persona 5 universe. The narrative explores themes of revolution and identity in a compelling way. The combat system, while a departure from the main series, was lauded for its accessibility. It successfully translated the stylish and fast-paced one more mechanic of Persona 5 into this grid-based system, which makes it a great entry point for those new to the tactical RPG genre, while still offering some puzzles and satisfying combos for experienced players. Overall, if you're a fan of the Persona 5 series and its characters, or if you're looking for a fun and stylish tactical RPG that isn't overly complicated, Tactica is generally seen as a solid and enjoyable experience. Persona 5 Tactica can be beat in 24 hours, or if you want to go for the Platinum and Completionist run, it will take 39 hours. Persona 5 Royale had a 95, and Persona 5 had a 93, Strikers had an 83, but Tactica only got a 74. Let's see what the users thought. The users tend to agree, so Persona 5 Tactica for the PS5 only got a 74 and a 7.1 from the users. Moving on. Green Hell is a realistic first-person survival simulation game set in the unforgiving Amazon rainforest. The game challenges you to survive by managing your physical and psychological health. You get to craft tools and weapons, and you fend off threats from both the environment and the hostile native. Unlike some other survival games, Green Hell places a heavy emphasis on realism, requiring you to diagnose and treat your own injuries, find clean water, and maintain your sanity too. It also features a compelling story mode that adds a narrative layer to the survival mechanics. The game is great for people who enjoy a high level of challenge and deep, complex survival mechanics. It's for those who appreciate a more realistic and punishing experience more than a typical survival game. It's not for players who get easily frustrated or are looking for a casual or relaxing experience. Green Hell has been generally well received by critics and players. It's been praised for its immersive atmosphere, detailed survival systems, and a surprisingly good story for the game. However, some players find the high difficulty and steep learning curve to be a bit too much. In terms of similar games, Green Hell is often compared to the other popular survival titles like The Forest, Sons of the Forest, and Stranded Deep. All these games focus on crafting, base building, and surviving a hostile open world environment. Not kidding around with the micromanagement here. You have 4 key macro elements to manage when it comes to your health and food: carbohydrates, fats, proteins, and hydration. You must find different food sources to balance these. A deficiency in any one of these will negatively impact your health and stamina. What makes this unique is this unique feature where you get to inspect your own body. So you need to regularly check your arms and legs for various injuries like cuts, rashes, or leeches. Finding and crafting the right bandages to treat these ailments is a constant critical task. An infected wound left untreated can quickly kill you. Green Hell can be beat in 16.5 hours, but for completionist runs, you're looking at like 44 hours. Green Hell got a rating of 78, but the VR version got an 83. And users generally agreed with a 7.5. Fate Samurai Remnant is an action RPG set in Japan in 1651 in the Edo period during the Waxing Moon ritual, which is a variation of the Holy Grail War from the main Fate series. The gameplay is a mix of action, combat, and exploration. You're primarily engaged in fast-paced hack-and-slash combat with different sword stances. A key feature is the ability to temporarily switch to controlling your servant, Saber, for powerful high-damage attacks. You can also form alliances with rogue servants to get temporary help in battles. Between combat sections, you can explore the city of Edo, interacting with people, completing side quests, and visiting various shops to prepare for the next battle. If you enjoy the settings in games like Ghost of Tsushima and Nioh, and you love sword-based combat, this might be up your alley. It's not as difficult as Nioh, and it's pretty friendly for first-timers. Critics really liked it with an 81, and fans agreed with an 8.0. As far as runtime goes, you're looking at about 29 hours or up to 63 hours if you want to get to Platinum Run. Crow Country is a weird one. It's a survival horror game that's a direct homage to the classic horror games of the 1990s, particularly the very early Resident Evil and Silent Hill titles on the PlayStation 1. You play as a special agent, and your goal is to explore an abandoned theme park, solve puzzles, and uncover the mysteries behind the sudden closure and disappearance of its founder. The gameplay is a mix of exploration, puzzle solving, and combat. It's a third-person perspective, reminiscent of old-school horror, but with modern controls. You'll spend a lot of time searching for keys and items to progress, with the entire park acting as a large, interconnected puzzle box. While there is some combat, it's not the main focus, and the limited resources and tank-like aiming make it a tense, deliberate choice rather than a run-and-gun affair. For players who want to focus purely on the puzzles and story without the stress of combat, there is an exploration mode that removes the enemies. I know it looks old, but Crow Country came out May 2024. It got a great rating of 84 with a user score of 8.0. It's not for everyone, but people who like the old Resident Evil series are going to have a great time. As far as runtime goes, it looks like we're adding it to the list, Short Kings. This is officially a short game with only 5.5 hours if you focus on the main story and avoid all the side activities, or a completionist run, aka a platinum trophy, can be achieved in under 9 hours. The Invincible is a first-person story-driven adventure game based on the 1964 hard science fiction novel. The game, however, acts as a sort of prequel to the novel's events. You play as an astrobiologist who awakens to the unexplored and mysterious planet with no memory of how she got there. Your main goal is to find your missing crewmates and uncover the strange secrets of the planet, which has an unexpected form of life that challenges humanity's place in the cosmos. The gameplay is best described as narrative-focused, walking simulator with some light puzzles and survival element. The core experience revolves around exploration, atmosphere, and philosophical sci-fi story. You'll traverse the stunning retro-futuristic landscapes. You'll use atom punk tools like a handheld telemeter to scan the signals and trackers to pinpoint locations, which grounds the sci-fi experience in a more tangible analog feel. You'll spend most of your time walking and driving vehicles, with movement being intentionally slow and deliberate to build a sense of tension and immersion. The game's narrative is a key element of the gameplay, with your choices in dialogue and actions affecting the story's direction and leading to multiple endings. Because of the first-person story-driven adventure, it's often seen as a walk-in simulator, so similar games can be compared to our Firewatch, Soma, What Remains of Edith Finch, and Observation. These kind of games are for players who enjoy immersive stories and atmospheric exploration more than the action or combat. I mean, it looks pretty gorgeous. I am definitely going to try this one. I love space games. And I just played The Altars from 11-Bit Studios, so this should be right up my alley. The Invincible came out in November of 2023, and it has a Metacritic score of only 72. But users thought it did a little bit better with a 7.9. Is it a short game? Yes, sort of. For the main story and the extra, it only takes 6.5 or up to 8 hours, and for completionist run, you'll be getting the Platinum Trophy in less than 12 hours. Don't confuse it with this Invincible, that's not what we're talking about. This is The Invincible. Conscript is a survival horror game that pays tribute to the classic titles of the genre from the 1990s, such as Resident Evil and Silent Hill. Again, it is a top-down this time, fixed camera experience set in the grim and brutal backdrop of World War I. You play as a lone French soldier searching for his missing in-action brother, navigating a series of interconnected twisted trenches, forts, and no man's land. The gameplay is a deliberate blend of punishing mechanics and a tense atmosphere. Combat is not the focus. Instead, you'll need to be methodical. You have limited supplies and a small inventory, forcing you to make tough decisions about what to carry. Enemy encounters are meant to be a risk, with every bullet being a precious resource. You can often choose to avoid combat through stealth or finding different routes. The game is praised for its unique and harrowing setting, which uses the horrors of wars as its central theme instead of supernatural monsters. It's a great fit for fans of classic survival horror who appreciate a challenging experience focused on resource management, exploration, and atmosphere over action. Some would say this is very similar to Crow Country, which I find kind of interesting. Like, why would you give us two of the same kind of games? But October is around the corner, so we're going to get some scary games. But these aren't really the scary games that I was expecting. So Conscript was released in July of 2024, and it received a Metacritic score of 80, and users thought it was even better than that with an 8.3. As far as runtime goes, it's 12 hours for the main story, and a completionist run will take you double that. For me personally, I consider anything under 10 hours a short game, so this is like, it's on the edge. I don't know if it qualifies. And then the last game on the list is Legacy of Kain Defiance, but this is a PlayStation Plus Extra channel, not a premium channel. I don't have access to these, so you're going to have to learn about that on your own. But before we go, let's talk about the 2K game. This is the biggest one on the list, and I know people love these games, but that's not what my channel's about, so let's talk about it anyways. I don't know how much more to say about this. WWE 2K25 is a professional wrestling video game developed by Visual Concept and published by 2K. This was released in March of 2025, and it is the latest installment in the long-running series. The game features several new and returning elements. 2K showcase the Bloodlines Dynasty. This year's story-driven mode focuses on the history of the Bloodline faction, featuring matches and rivalries involving Roman Reigns, The Rock, and other members of the Anoa'i family. The Island, exclusive to the newest consoles, PS5, this is an open-world style online hub where players can use their custom wrestlers to complete quests and challenges, much like the city in the NBA 2K series. There's a new match type here. The game introduces new match types, including underground matches and bloodline rules matches, and brings back fan favorite features like chain wrestling and the ability to have intergender matches. This game is first and foremost for fans of WWE. Personally, it's No Mercy. That's where wrestling games peaked and I stopped playing them. I've tried these and I just can't get into them. Just bring back the controls of No Mercy, and no, not like the AEW one. That was terrible. I just can't get into these. I wish I could. Moving on. As far as the main story, if you want to call it that, this game takes about 10 hours to beat, and for completionist runs, forget about it. 246 hours to get the platinum, if that's even possible. This was released in March of 2025, and the Metacritic score, critics gave it an 80. Not too bad, but let's just see what the users thought. The users, as I expected, gave it a 6.1. It's a love-hate relationship with 2K games and their users. They hate the games, but they keep spending money on the same product every single year. All right, that concludes all the games that are coming next week, in a week from now. So this will be on Tuesday, I believe the 16th. So in 6 days, these games are going to drop and you're going to be able to download them. Are you happy about this or not? Personally, I played Stranded Deep and it was memorable, but it was already too hard for me, and this Green Hell looks even harder. So that's a very big maybe. Fate is a no for me. 2K is a no for me. These three maybe. I'm mainly looking forward to Invincible. Love those kind of games, and I love the art style. I might get into these, the Crow Country and Conscript, but personally I have other games that are waiting for me, like The Evil Within 2, and I'd much rather play those next month for spooky season, but we'll see. How do you feel? How do you feel about this list? Is this a good list of games, or are you disappointed yet again in PS Plus Extra? Let me know below in the comments. Thanks for tuning in. I hope you enjoyed this breakdown. make sure to subscribe to get the latest updates on the PS Plus Extra catalog. And if you're new here, make sure to watch this video because I go over every single game on PlayStation Plus Extra that is good, aka better than 80 on Metacritic. It is a super long video, but you will learn a lot and find some new games to play. Thanks for tuning in, and until next time, be a friend, and I'll see you again.